Hello everyone, welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. So let's get back into the game. So back to the port. Darkwater port. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting on the shipping label and address. A warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Enter the madness. So, a very, looks kind of fracked up. Just dead fish and not really fish, but like glitter. Like none of these guys want to, improve the conditions around the pier. It's like sort of a hidden object or something. So it looks like it. It might look like it because no, I've seen these before. These lanterns before. IRL, they don't really emanate this kind of a fire or flame, glowy effect. Let's see. How do you bring up its journal? Let's see. Pierce. We can't really do anything. I wanted to work on hidden, but we don't have enough points for that. Let me see. Nope. Yeah, we don't have enough points. So I'm curious as to how he'll level up. Like, is it based off of chapters or what? Let me see what's going on. See what's going on, Officer Billy.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan, can't you go any faster?
You see how old this thing is? If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots!
Okay, so I'm gonna
Nobody listens to us anyway.
talk to this guy.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
So let's see. Ask about Warehouse 36. Sailors get upset over nothing. You're totally out of your depth. Let me see. So naturally, you want to get from A to B really fast, but usually people, have their own motivations and stuff, and interests and priorities. So you gotta set them at ease, and then after that, you have to, how do you say, schmooze to what the goal is or your objective. So I'm not gonna ask directly because that would be something he probably wouldn't answer. I have to get him into a situation where he's more calm after he's dealt with the fish, and then he would probably be more agreeable to talk about the warehouse.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you? What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
They're
There's
like,
something
oh,
coming.
so that's where the medical knowledge
Something
would come in
real
handy.
bad.
But I think we need to find like a book. Also, I felt that dialogue choice that we just did feels like a false choice, just because
They can't understand.
if he was gonna ask him right after the question, our first interaction, or right after we asked or said our first comment, then what's the whole point? We didn't really set him at ease. It was just more like, we said something to break the ice, and then I think I have to. It's like a roadblock, so we can't go over there yet. So that kind of feels pointless. Like false choices, I kind of hate them in video games.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Let's see. There's probably there has to be like a book somewhere that we can take advantage of, so that we can see if because I don't think there's a, how do you say it? I don't think there's a, not inventory. That's just pictures and stuff. That's probably just a description of the bar. Talk to Fitzroy. Wait, I'm sorry. This is what I wanted here. So we can't put any points into medicine because we need some sort of a book. So it's not dependent on. It's not dependent on, you know, how many points we have or.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
It's a bag. With a rust remover for what? It's that lavatory here. There's really nothing. Why do they need a shelf there? I have no idea. Unless they're gonna put paper there. Time bank.
This blackboard hasn't been used in a long while. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Kind of interesting how they've got all this stuff. Here it is. Learning of medicine. This second volume teaches ethics and good practice to medical staff. That so what? It doesn't tell us anything about the. I mean, ethics are important, but like not when you don't know anything about medicine. Usually, you know, you'd want to some sort of knowledge first, and then you can, because you can't treat something. You can't be ethical about something you don't know how to treat.
Broken.
So you're probably just gonna leave it alone.
This place seems half abandoned. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Captain, turning letter. Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just take your payment to the carrier, Cat. So, some sort of extortion. Let's see, before I go on to the second. I'm not going to talk to him until we're done exploring. That's pretty cool. I guess that's the Scylla right there. Can't really zoom in or anything. I wonder what these people eat if there's no, you know, there's no income, and what do they do for a living other than just bum around? It's curious that they don't have any sort of description for these paintings. You know, they look more interesting than what's going on outside. I haven't really checked for the points for the level up system yet.
And Fitzroy could be twins.
In this photograph, a man who looks like Captain Fitzroy is posing on the bridge of a ship. He has a wooden leg. Turn around. It's not even signed or anything. So there's no point in having that mechanic. It doesn't really do anything for you. Because I think there's gonna be like a first volume somewhere, or I'm hoping there will be.
What a macabre souvenir.
It's a peg leg. I guess that's it. I mean, unless we had spot hidden, but spot hidden. Let's see. Pierce. No, that's it. We got some experience because of the book, but it was not much. We had 12 before, now it's 14. Feels like, not much has changed for us figuring out more about the case. Unless we talk to Fitzroy, but it's... I was kind of hoping that there'd be more investigative poking around and stuff of files and stuff. There's just paperwork, but there's like nothing he can identify from the paperwork that will give him some sort of a lead. Let's talk to this guy.
I brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Must be these.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Really? Not the materials and the quantities and the dates. None of the important stuff. Just signatures. You can verify that they were signed by Hawkins himself. Also, usually you'd have somebody else. If you're gonna do dirt, you usually have someone else sign for it, not you. That way, you know, you don't get in trouble. You don't get implicated. It's tangential, so you can blame it all on the secretary or on the assistant manifests or intern. Only a few dates are still eligible. Sorry, still legible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the documentation is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? I guess we assume that he checked all of them because this is quite a stack. This is not gonna get done in a couple of minutes. It's gonna take some time to parse through the whole thing. But our character's a robot. He's not really human. That's the twist. This detective game. That's it. There's nothing. We're probably just gonna ask him about the stuff we found in his house, because that's what it seems like it is. It's his private house, even though they call it the Whaling House. He has a study. He has his bedroom up there. Probably here. And that's it. I might just go around the outside just to check if I missed anything on the outside of the building, but I don't think so.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
So let's see, your documents are unreadable. Ask him about Warehouse 36, talk about Darkwater. Let's do the documents that are
The
unreadable.
manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I can only say that probably it was a cover-up, but it's kind of like, so the problem with it that I'm feeling right now is that so why go through the trouble of, you know, doctoring these manifests if you're just gonna scribble out what you doctored? Nobody does that. If you want something hidden, you just doctor it, and then, you know, you say you're carrying one thing, but you're actually carrying another thing, and you leave it alone. That way, it doesn't rouse any suspicion. And if you were gonna actually document what you brought in, you know, you wouldn't go through the trouble of, you know, you're not gonna go through the trouble of trying to hide it later. That's seems kind of dumb. So a good way to get caught. So, I'm not really sure how, like, at least right now, I'm not really sure what the motivation is to try to hide it after the fact, especially if it's been doctored. And also, if he's the one who's brought in these supplies, he should know he should remember exactly, not every manifest, but he should roughly remember what he would bring in. I don't think that's even a dialogue option here. It's just like, what did Hawkins really do for a living, or you tell me?
I don't know. It's not my signature next to that of Charles Hawkins.
I'm at sea for more than half the year. Anyone could have done it during my absence. What seems really important to me is that the dates on these manifests indicate that Charles probably had other contracts.
But not with you, though.
See, that's the thing. We can't really ask any intelligent questions because we've just been like blanket given that, oh, the dates and signatures are all Fitzroy, because we didn't get to see any of the documents, and the contents and dates are all, blacked out. So it's like, okay, we can make an assumption that he had everything to do with it, or it could have been other sailors. We don't know, but we can't check the documents to make sure. So we can make erroneous assumptions just because, they're not presenting us with the entire evidence, and the evidence is right there. It's not like, well, you don't know. You have to go find it. It's right there on a piece of paper, a stack of papers that you were supposed to review, but you didn't because the game told you that everything was Fitzroy. It didn't really say it outright, but it implied it because you didn't get to see any of the other signatures. Or maybe your character was too lazy to look through the papers. I don't know. Talk about Darkwater. Ask him about Warehouse 36. Let's talk about Darkwater. This photograph looks strangely like you. Who's cat?
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
What is it gonna have, like a hidden chamber that we hit a button and then the chamber has some sort of a scroll with like old one inscriptions on it or something, or what? Or is it just gonna have a key inside it? I don't think so. We might check it out and see what happens, but I don't think there's gonna be anything important about it. Photograph looks strangely like you. I guess we can harp on this one.
I was looking at your photograph.
Oh, he already said. He already went through the thing. Skip it.
Ah,
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you.
and for good...
Your father.
John
Yeah. Who's cat?
I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Feels like there's two. I mean, you guys can already sum it up, but there's like two groups here. Here's Captain Fitzroy's group, the sailors, and we don't really know, what their attributes are. We just know that they're sailors and that they believe in superstition. And then there's Cat's group, which is a bunch of bootlegger people that are, doing their. They're selling liquor and other stuff that's kind of illegal. And these two groups are kind of clashing. I don't understand how Fitzroy's group's making a living, because the whole harbor looks really decrepit, and if they had any income, so to speak of, they would have better ships. The harbor would be, it wouldn't be brand new, but it wouldn't be a dump, and so they might be shipping in stuff he's not telling us. He might claim innocence in the because I didn't see, therefore, somebody could have blacked it out. He might have done it himself. He could have, been a party to this thing that they were doing, and just plays dumb. He doesn't want to tell us, because I don't really believe that you can make a living like this, because it's, what are you living off of? Just what the ocean can give you, and then what? What about all the supplies you gotta pay for? I mean, you need more than food to live. So it's kind of weird that they can still make a living even though they have almost no money, or what I assume is no money, because it's not apparent in the living conditions. Let's talk
I'm
about
looking
this.
for warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
No, there's no other.
I shall be on my way.
So
So
come back
that's
and
kind
see
of
me
lame.
when you've got something new.
That's kind of lame, because we just unlocked, like, investigation level expert or whatever, and he just asks this lame question. Or something lame that's like, oh, you underestimate me, the Hawkins family. Well, of course, duh. They're the only ones that had money. Probably the money's still here. That's why there's two groups trying to find it or something. Or, and of course she was gonna own the warehouse. Who else was gonna own the warehouse? The dock workers? They don't even look like they can pay rent.
Cops, they can't understand.
So it's like, it kind of feels like this investigation perk isn't that. I mean, it'd be relevant later, but it's like right now feels like it hasn't paid off, and we still need one more point to make it active. I don't know what comes after expert though. I don't. Master? Probably master. Oh yeah, I didn't read this. Mental trauma, nightmares. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Meuse Argonne Offensive. He is one of the few survivors of the last battalion American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Sanity. Confident in your abilities and your Cartesian mind, you conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts, your convictions, and your perception of reality. Your conclusions are logical and reliable. Yeah. Let me read these guys' stuff. Charles Hawkins, age 41, occupation ship owner. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater. The heir of a ship owner family, he used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived a very secretive life. Sarah Hawkins, age 33, occupation painter. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her artwork and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnists. A wealthy Boston heiress known for her party-going chooses to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continues to seek the truth. Simon Hawkins, age 11, schoolboy. Only a son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, he died in the fire that claimed his whole family. James Fitzroy, sorry. 45. Age 45, occupation captain. James Fitzroy is the captain of the Charybdis, the only boat that still sails between Darkwater and Boston. His base is the Harbor's Master's office, from where he misses nothing that happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him. The bootleggers despise him. He offers to help me in my investigation. See, this kind of stuff is weird because he's like, it says the only boat that still sails between Darkwater and Boston, which I can take to mean that there isn't much commerce between Darkwater and Boston.
Oh yeah.
So where exactly do these guys get their income if there's not that much? Can I now do this? Yeah, I can.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Killer whales have few predators. And there are no sharks in these waters. What creature could possibly have done this?
It's a trick. It was a ship strike. That's what killed this killer whale. I'm just kidding. There's no freighters here, so there's no way for the ship to strike, especially when this harbor only has one ship that has been sailing back and forth. But yeah, I don't like. You can take that Fitzroy character file or whatever as there's some sort of inscriptions on this thing, but it's a different language and they're pixelated. But you can take it to mean one of those weird lamps. Saint Brendan something. I can't make out the bottom. The Navigator C485 567 577. I can't make it out. I think 577. So you can take it to mean that he has some income from somewhere else. Maybe he's he's in the black trade where he's like abducting people and selling them on. Maybe he's a pirate. And he steals. He goes and lands on ships and kills the crews, and then brings whatever the heck steals whatever they have. He's privateering, or he's a profiteer. We don't really get a good sense of how he's getting his money. We just know that for some reason there's two groups, and one's not aligned with the other. And even though he seems friendly, I don't know if we can really trust him or his group, because we're the outsider here. Nobody's gonna take care of us. It's up to us to trying to see if we can find some clues around the.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I've just arrived. That's.
How can I be the one who defaced your saint? I've just come ashore, you idiots.
That's true. We're as drunk as lords.
You bet. You could have gone by without us seeing you.
Do not rile me. You can hardly stand up.
He's right. We're no match.
For the moment. We're annoyed. It's understandable.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Darkwater?
I honestly wouldn't be on. I couldn't tell these guys the truth, because they're shouting it to the to the heavens. Let's just ask. Yeah, I would. This is probably smart. Let's see this.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
So again, that just reinforces like, how are you guys making money for the drink? Drink doesn't come, have his legs and walks up to the swims across the channel and lands on the island and then is ready to, here you go. There has to be paid to move it. Who's supplying? Where are you guys making the money to buy this stuff?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Let's
Is it
ask
Cat
this one.
who's
We're almost
shaking
done with
down
this
Captain
dialogue, and
Fitzroy?
then I think I'm gonna call it.
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
So it seems like he's upset. Fitzroy's upset about I'm just checking about us
I've
figuring
taken
out
enough
about
of your
Cat,
time.
but it's like.
We'll see you later.
But it's like, if he tells his sailors and the sailors are drunk, he must not mind it that much. Especially if these are probably not, he would probably, you'd get somebody, usually people, it takes time for people to get to know each other, and you don't just tell your deepest secrets to whoever, so he must not think it's bad to, he does not mind people knowing about Cat too much since he's told these guys. I don't understand why he got upset when we questioned them about. I'm probably gonna call it here, guys. We'll talk to this guy in the next episode. It's kind of seems kind of shady that these guys keep getting booze, even though they have no way to pay for it. I mean, if you're in this condition where they only give you like some menial tasks to earn some money, you wouldn't be spending it on booze because then you're going to be hungry for later. You probably spend it on food. Also, if the area you're in doesn't have any work, you're probably going to be feed to another location that has work. This kind of stuff happens all the time where it's like an area just starts drying up and there's like a tech hub, or not a tech hub nowadays, but before it was like a manufacturing hub in the East Coast, and another one dried up or whatever, an industry dried up, so that part of town or that city got shut down. So people would just leave. They'd pull up stakes and they'd leave. You'd leave to another location where there's more promising prospects of finding a job. So it's kind of weird that they still stick around even though there's no food and there's no income. Which makes me it kind of gives me the bad feeling about how they're making their money. I mean, from what we've seen in the intro, where we were walking around in the dream or something, if those people are real, if the dream is real, and we're just walking through, maybe those people are financing these sailors, because, I mean, for there to be cultists, again, there has to be some sort of, food. There has to be some sort of food, some sort of financing. They don't just, they're not made of plastic. So they need to be fed, and there has to be water. And clothes and other stuff to keep them alive. So they might be in league with the with the with Fitzroy's group for supplies and other stuff that they want ferried in. And then Fitzroy's groups also can also bring in people if they need like human sacrifices and stuff. Because they have that perfect cover to to go to the mainland and then come back. They're some sort of export house or whatever harbor. I mean it's a whaling house, but I mean they do bring in supplies and sell stuff, so it's like a merchant. So that's my take on it, at least for now. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys like this series or any series on the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm gonna keep making more videos, and hopefully the channel grows with your help. And thank you very much for watching. See you guys on the next one.